welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. So we are challenging ourselves today. I'm challenging myself today. So a few months ago, I created a video where I gave myself a budget of $35 and I created 13 dishes. I got such great feedback from that video. Thank you so much to everybody who looked at it. So I do plan on doing similar videos like that one, but today we're switching it up a little. So I am going to be creating a meal or meals, but I'm going to be using what I already have in my pantry. So if you've seen any of my grocery hauls, you know that I love buying in bulk. I love a good deal, so if I don't have to pay full price, I prefer not to. But sometimes you have stuff in your freezer, in your fridge, or in your pantry, and you kind of forget about it and you buy other items and you use those first before the ones that you already have. And I do not like to waste food. So I am challenging myself today to just use items that I already have on hand. So that's what we'll be doing. So if you're interested in seeing what I make, then keep watching. Let's start on the vegetable side. So for the vegetables, I've had these tomatoes in my fridge for a while. So I have these grape tomatoes. So I'm definitely going to be doing a salad. For our salad today, I'll do some tomatoes. I have my cucumbers here. I'll grate some carrots. And that's going to be my salad. And then I have this cabbage. So I'm thinking about doing like a stir fry. So my cabbage, I have this cabbage, and I'm also going to I'll add some carrots as well, some carrots, because I have another bag. So I'll do some carrots. I bought this big bag of string beans, so I'll add some of that to my stir fry. Oh, and I have some broccoli. We have our broccoli, so I'm gonna do broccoli, cabbage, I'll do some carrots, and then I'll do some string beans. That's gonna be our like sauteed vegetables. Then I brought these Brussels sprouts. With our vegetables, I'm going to be doing some rice. So I have these dried pigeon peas, so I'm going to be do my dried pigeon peas. And then I was talking about buying in bulk, so I bought this is a 20-pound bag of rice. I think I got it at my supermarket for like $10. This was a couple months ago. So we're going to use some rice, of course. So we're going to do our rice and peas. Then for our meat, so I bought these in my last monthly grocery haul. So these are bone-in beef shanks. So I'm gonna use these. As you can see, I seasoned them last night, so they have been marinating for a good couple hours, well over 10 hours, definitely over 10 hours. And I just use my green seasoning. If you've seen my cooking videos, my green seasoning is just my scallions, onion, garlic, different color bell peppers. I think I added parsley this time with olive oil. I just blend it together, so that's what I have seasoning on my meat. And I made this dish, I made it I think a month or two ago, and I made it previously a couple years ago. I don't quite remember the recipe, but I just wing it. The last time I did it, it came out fine. So I know this one is gonna be good. So for this, we're doing this in the oven, and this is going to be in the oven for about 2 to 3 hours. So of course we're going to get started, but I'll show you the entire process. So we have our beef shank, and to that I usually do, last time I did a pepper, so I'm going to use this whole bell pepper, this yellow bell pepper. Then I have this onion, half of an onion left, so I'm going to use that. I also have some thyme, so this thyme, it's falling everywhere, so I'm going to add this to it, of course. And I'm going to use some of this white cooking wine. And the recipe called for broth, so like beef broth. I do have some, but I also have this this better than bouillon roasted beef base. So what I usually do is just I add this to water, it dissolves, and right there you have a broth. So I'm going to use this. 100% of our vegetables. The only thing that I haven't done are the tomatoes and cucumbers for our salad, but I have everything for our stir fried. So you saw that I julienne our carrots, then I have our broccoli, string beans, and our cabbage in here, so this is good to go. I grated my carrots for our green salad, and I decided to add carrots to our vegetables for our beef shank. So of course I have my thyme. I added 2 bay leaves. I just did a real rough chop on our carrots, and the same thing for our peppers. So I did them really large. I rough chopped a few cloves of garlic, and then we have some onions. I did them really big because I want to be able to take them out once everything is done, and you know, the bigger the better, so I don't have to go and take like 1,000,001 little pieces. Let's get started on our beef shank. So I have this pan, and I have added some avocado oil, so I'm going to add them. I just want them to get a little bit of color. So I took my meat out. Of course, this is all good flavor. So we're going to add our veggies. So I'm going to add all of these. And I'm going to do 1/2 cup of our cooking wine. I'm actually just going to do a cup. And I'm going to leave this for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes, not very long, for it to just get all that flavor from the bottom of the pan. And to this, we're going to add our beef broth. So I have here 2 cups of water, and I added 2 teaspoons of the better than bouillon base that I showed you. You see some of it is still in the bottom. So I'm just going to let this simmer for, I would say, about 10 minutes, just to make sure I get everything very well incorporated. This is our meat, and I removed all of our vegetables from our little stock mixture. So I'm just going to put a few pieces of, let me just put some of this at the bottom. And I'm just gonna pour our mixture. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to cover this, put it in the oven, and as I said, this can take from 2 to 3 hours. Of course, that all depends on the meat. So we're going to wrap this up in foil and put it in the oven. It is now 3 o'clock, so I'll let you know how long it takes. We're going to prep our Brussels sprouts in the meantime. So they have been washed. I had them just draining to get rid of all of the excess water. So I'm just going to do just a little bit of olive oil. And just some of this Mrs. Dash, the salt-free garlic and herb seasoning blend. Give this a stir. And just a little bit of this balsamic vinegar. Yep, and that's it. So I have my dish already. I'm just going to spray it with some chicken spray. And just try to get a single layer so they don't steam. And I'm just going to add this to the oven. So we're getting started on our rice and peas. So I added my dried peas to the pot. I had this, I've been repotting, I guess, replanting my scallions. So I have this, for example. Let me see if I can show you. And I had one, so I just cut it. I added a few pieces. That's what you see floating around in there. And I added about like a cup and a half of water. Since it's dried, I'm going to let it cook by itself for, I would say, about 15 minutes. And for me, rice and peas, putting coconut milk is not a necessity, but in the spirit of using up what's in our cupboard, I got this coconut milk powder a while ago, and as you can see, it's open already, so I used some of it. So this so I'm just going to use it up because honestly I forgot that it was in my cupboard, so I think it's time. So I'm just going to add this to the water that's in a bowl. I'm going to add this after I've left this to cook for about 15 minutes. Our peas have been going for maybe like 10 minutes. So I'm going to add, this is the coconut powder. I added to some warm water. Hopefully I mix this well enough. So I'm just going to add that to this. And I did 2 cups of rice. I'm going to add that in. So I'm just going to go just with a little bit of this, basically this black pepper. I'm just going to and that's going to be it for my rice and peas. I'm going to give it a stir and then just leave it to cook. While our peas is going, we're going to work on our sauteed vegetables. So we're on a roll here in the spirit of using up what I have. So I have this, I think this is like rosemary infused olive oil. I won't even tell you how long I've had this in my cupboard, so I figured why not. So I'm going to add a little bit of this. It smells so good. This rosemary is strong. I'm going to add a little bit to my pan. And I'm just going to add everything. I'm going to add a little bit of water. I'm going to cover this, let this steam. Just add just a little bit of water. Our vegetables are going. And I took out my broccoli. So as you can see, I do not like these vegetables to be overcooked. So I think this broccoli, my broccoli is at a like the perfect is at the perfect, I guess, texture. Just looking at them, but I know that my string beans and my cabbage could definitely go some more. So let's just see here. There's no more broccoli here, and I'm sure my carrots. So I'm just going to cover these and let them do their thing. Then I'll add the broccoli back once I season everything. My vegetables still need a little more time, so I'm just going to go with a little bit of water because I don't want them to start burning. And I'm going to season them. So let's see. I'm going in again with my garlic and herb, my Mrs. Dash salt free seasoning. Vegetables are good, so I'm going to add my broccoli back and just give it a stir. This is what our rice is looking like. I think I definitely need some more water because I know this is not cooked. Let's see. Yep. Add some more water. Y'all, I was just about to go and sit for a while, then I remembered I still have to make my salad. So this is the blend I was telling you about, the organic lettuce blend that I got from BJ's. I know that they say it's pre-washed, but basically I don't trust them. I still wash mine, so I'm just going to take some out. Let me know in the comment section if you're just like me. I still have to wash it, even for my own sanity. Like, so yeah, I'm just going to wash these leaves and then I'll let them drain for a bit, and then we'll cut up our cucumber and our tomatoes. While everything is cooking, we're going to have a snack. So, what are these called again? Moondrop grapes. So I have a few left. And I also bought pineapple. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to sit for a few. We just have our rice on and then our Brussels sprouts and our meat in the oven. So the meat has been in for almost an hour. It's like 50 minutes. It has been in for 50 minutes. So we still have ways to go. So I'm going to check on our Brussels sprouts, give them a stir. Then I'm going to sit, eat this, maybe watch a little YouTube, and I'll come back. Real life here, I literally forgot all about our Brussels sprouts. So they are done. They're not too bad. This is, I guess I caught them at the perfect time. So I'm just going to leave these to cool. Our rice is done. Oh, look at this. Perfect. I love my rice to be grainy, as I usually say. Or you could literally just count the grains. Yep, this is done. Looks good. This is the first time I'm checking our meat. It has been in the oven now for an hour and 35 minutes. Let's see what it looks like. Woo. Steam. Just going to check the tenderness of the meat. Yeah, you can definitely, you see, yeah, it's not like falling off the bone. So yep, it needs to stay longer. So I'm going to cover it because if I leave it, because I didn't add a lot of liquid, if I leave it open, then I'm going to have no gravy, and I definitely want gravy. So I'm going to cover it and I'm gonna leave it. So we have, it's now an hour and a half. I'm going to leave it for at least another hour and then I'll check it. So I'm going to cover and put it back in. It is now 2 hours 15 minutes and I checked, and as you can see, my meat is definitely falling off the bone. So I'm going to put it back in, yeah, for 15 minutes uncovered. 10 to 15 minutes. I'll check, and then our meat will be finished. We are done. So this took exactly 2.5 hours. So I have just the right amount of gravy that I want, and as I said, I'm just going to I'll remove like the peppers, the onions, because you know they did their job. All of these, the pieces of thyme, garlic, I'm gonna remove all of that. I know my my pan looks crazy, but trust me, it's good. If you try this, I would just say, just keep in mind the length of time that it takes for this meat to cook, so you can plan accordingly. I told y'all we're on a roll with using our stash. So I bought this, I think maybe, I don't even know, maybe in August, September, from Dollar Tree. Just some chocolate chip cookie mix. So I'm going to make this, and it just calls for half stick of butter and a tablespoon of water. So I have had my butter sitting at room temperature, so it should be good now. And with this mix, I figured out, because I would always, I think I mentioned it when I bought it, that this is one thing I haven't perfected, but I think the last time I used this mix, I realized that what was happening is I was melting, you know, because I didn't leave my butter to get to room temperature, so I was melting it in the microwave. So that was making my mixture like, I guess, like runny. But once you just leave it at room temperature, I think that works better. So I'm just going to mix this up real quick. Yes, my butter is perfect. And now I'm always doctoring up something. Now I'm looking at it. I think I'm going to add a few more chocolate chips, and I have some walnuts that I used a while ago. I've had it sitting in my fridge, and walnuts is one of the nuts that I don't like, so I won't take like a handful of walnuts and eat it like I would pistachios or maybe peanuts. But if it's in like a cookie, I'll just eat it. Or what else would you find? Like if it's in like a bread or something, I'll eat it. So I think I'm going to chop a few pieces and just add it to this. I tell you, wow, I'm really on a roll with using up what I have. So this is like the perfect consistency. This is an old bottle, so I have some chocolate chips, and these are my walnuts. So this is a walnut. Like, you can never have too many chocolate chips. Let me just combine this. Pumpkin pie spice. I'm just gonna add. Should have added this before, but it's white vanilla. I just added some parchment paper to my tray, and I sprayed it. Even though the instructions say ungreased, I still grease it. Okay, so I'm just going to use this as the spoon that I have here. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 cookies. I said that I should bake this for 8 to 10 minutes. And our cookies are done. They were in for, I think, like 11 to 12 minutes. I left them, let me see, I think I could do nice and soft. So I'm just going to be showing you our plates. So this is my husband's. So of course we have the meat, rice, gotta have gravy on the rice, and then he's just doing Brussels sprouts, and I have a few of the carrots and our salad. And if you looked at my last, I believe, I think my last grocery haul, I spoke about my woes with finding avocado. Well, I found some and they have been good, so we're just gonna have this. And of course he is going to be adding this pepper sauce to his, because he loves his pepper sauce. So that's going to be his bowl. And this is my bowl. So of course I have my rice, my meat. I'm using these vegetables. I have my salad here. I'm going to do salad dressing. I showed this a while ago. This is the I got this from Stop and Shop. So this is their green goddess, and I got it for on special for 72 cents. So I'm going to add a little bit of this, and I'm showing you what I'm drinking. So I'm drinking this because I got it free yesterday. So I went to the supermarket, and there were some people, you know, like giving out stuff. So I got this Vitamalt. This is the coconut and hibiscus. I actually tried this, I think, last year, and it's not good. Like I did not like it, but I mean, I got it free, so I'm like, I'll drink it. I love Vitamalt. Vitamalt ginger is my favorite, but since I got this free, I will not be throwing it away, so I'm gonna drink this.